In this tutorial video we're going to be seeing how to use string object methods. Now before we can even talk about that, we first have to know what an object and a method is in Java. I won't bother to explain what a string is because we've already seen exactly what that is in the previous videos. Just for those of you that have forgotten, just know it's a sequence of characters. So in Java, an object is a software bundle of variables and related methods. So if we consider in the real world, we can find many objects around us, so cars, dogs, humans, etc. Now all of these objects have a state and behavior. So if we took the example of the dog, its state would be, for example, its name, its breed, its color, and then its behavior would be barking, wagging, running. So if you compare the software object with a real world object, you'll find that they have very similar characteristics. So software objects also have a state and behavior. A software object's state is stored in fields and its behavior is shown via methods. So now this brings us to what a method is. A Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. So for example, when you call out the system out print line method that we've used in all of the videos previously, the system actually executes several statements in order to display a method on the console. So having said all of that, now we're going to look at a list of string object methods in Java. They're not all listed. There are lots of object methods, string object methods. I've just listed the ones that are most often used. So let's start by going briefly through all of them, because they're pretty self-explanatory. So the first string object method is toLowercase. Now this lets you convert a string expression. So in this case, welcome to tutorials, which is in capitals, and it's going to convert that to a lowercase. Simple as that. Then we have the toUppercase method, which is the exact opposite. You have a string expression in lowercasing, and it's going to convert that into uppercasing. Then we have the Concat method, which is going to let you fusion two string expressions, or stick two string expressions. So the first expression would be welcome, the second would be to tutorials, and it's going to glue these two string expressions together to make one sentence. Then we have the equals method, which is going to let you test whether a string expression is identical to a second string expression. So in this case, is hello identical to this? And we know it's not, so that would be that would give you a false result. And then we have these last four methods here that we're going to look at. So the length method, which basically lets you count the number of characters you have in a string expression. So in this case, if you count the number of characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you'd have a result of 9 for this method. Now we have the Char method, which basically will print out. You'll give the method an index here. So in this case, you've asked basically to print out the character at index 3. So if you look at the string expression here, remember indices always start at 0. So let's count all the way up to 3. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the result of this method would be O. Sorry. Basically, the method would print out O. Now we have the substring method, which basically lets you print out. So for example, we have this string expression, welcome to tutorials.com, and we want to print out the substring at index 10. So you count all the way up to the 10th index, and then it's going to print out everything that is after that index. So in this case, it's going to print out tutorials.com. And then you can actually have a better precision of a substring by putting two indices, so 10 and 15, and it's going to print out the characters between these two indices. So it should print out tuto if you count the indices. This brings us to our last method, or these are two methods, but we've put them together. So index of and last index of. So what this does is it's going to basically print out the character that is corresponding to the index. So for example, in this case we've asked it to print out the index of t. So it's going to go through this expression, it's going to look for t, and it's going to find that t is at index 0, so it's going to print out 0. Here we've asked it to print out the last index of t, t lowercasing. So t, the last index of the last t in lowercase, which is here. So it should print out the result of 2. Index 2, 0, 1, 2. And if you ask it to print out the last index of a character that is not in your string, so x for example, it will give you a result of -1. So don't worry if you haven't understood all of these methods. In the next step we're going to try the most complicated ones. We won't go through the basic ones, they're pretty self-explanatory. We'll just use the, as I said, the most complicated ones, so you get a better idea of how they actually work. So meet me in the next step.